live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment explains it. Hello, happy Monday. How you doing? My Monday was kind of Monday-ish, so I need to do a video to just kind of relax and unwind. So this is what I'm doing. You see the title: 5 characters, not Marvel, who need a good movie, not just a movie, a good movie. Because the 5 characters that I am going to talk about have been in just about every platform of media except for movies, with the exception of one. And we're going to get right to it. We're going to do the what, fors, whys, and hows. But first, we got to do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this page. Comment. We like nice comments. And if you can't give me a nice comment, give me a constructive one. I like to grow. I like to grow. And I grow off of suggestions. Good ones and constructive ones. Like the page, subscribe, and share. Why? Because edutainment is what I do. And we're going to get off into it here in just a second. When you think movies, do you think automatically Marvel and DC as your superhero choices? Because I know everybody knows, at least my nerds and blurs out there know, that there are more comic book characters in this world than the ones Marvel and DC make. And the past decade and a half or so, we've been inundated with Marvel movies, DC movies, Marvel contending with DC, DC contending with Marvel, Marvel making better movies than DC, DC trying to make, you get what I'm getting at. Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC. So I kind of came up with this thing where I would like to see some different characters. And y'all can tell me, let me get the script here. Y'all can tell me if I'm tripping or not. But you know what? Let's just get to it. Number 5. Number 5 is Pitt. Pitt kind of made his debut twice back in the 90s, you know, when Image was a small company and a bunch of pissed off artists at Marvel was like, F Marvel, we going over here and we starting our own ish. And that's what they did. Pitt is the creation of Dale Kuhn, whose work you may remember in Marvel with Hulk. Great art. Fantastic. But Pitt is basically a human egg taken from a woman, added with alien hybrid DNA, and basically you come up with this thing right here that's like ready to kick ass and take names at the drop of a dime. He's basically like a alien Hulk, essentially. Does he have crossover appeal? I have not seen a lot of crossover appeal, but he did have a Pitt and Hulk comic that he was a part of. Pitt made his debut in November of '92 in the Ash Can edition of Pitt, and then later on, a year later to be exact, the series premiered. Issues 1 through 9 ran through Image. Then issues 10 through 20 ran through Full Bleed Studios, which is Mr. Kuhn's own company. Notice everybody at everybody at Image broke out and started their own thing. They went independent, and then they went independent. Looking good on y'all. But Yeah, like I mentioned, he had a crossover with Hulk. He has an action figure. Ironically enough, it was a Marvel Legends build a figure. but that was much later. That was after we didn't have a Pit comic book anymore. But yo, I would love to see a Pit movie. Ever since the emasculation of the Hulk in Infinity War, we ain't had no big powerhouse step out, take front and center in a movie far as wrecking, trash, and destroying the Creed aliens. We'd love to see them in a movie. And of course, Timmy started off, just as Timmy, but later on, we found out Timmy wasn't no joke. So why couldn't we have a Pit movie? And while I'm on the subject of it, number 4, Witchblade. Witchblade came around during the era of scantily clad comic book characters, swimsuit issues. You know what I mean? So basically, the Witchblade is a gauntlet worn by a woman that looks good in it, because for some reason, when the Witchblade get rocked, women got to be half naked. But it was the 90s, and so pretty much everybody was half naked in the 90s. But Witchblade, strangely enough, I wouldn't say strangely enough, but Witchblade it tells the story of New York homicide detective Sarah Pazzini, excuse me, who inherits the supernatural powers of the Witchblade, which is already possessed by a being itself, and it prefers to be around females, on women, ladies. Can't say I'm mad at you, Witchblade. Good choice. Crossover appeal? Definitely. Witchblade has appeared in Justice League comics. Witchblade has appeared with Wolverine in comics. Witchblade has appeared in Battle of the Planets. Nice shout out. Anywho's, I don't see any reason why we couldn't do a movie about Sarah Pazzini. Also, Sarah was on television. Yancey Butler played the role of Witchblade in the 90s on TNT. She looks nice there. Unfortunately, she was never scantily clad as the series used to promote. But I mean, yeah, I don't think Yancey Butler got her big break as an actress. I don't think she ever did. I mean, look at her. She had that look at her. Now she probably like in her 60s now, but I mean, she had that look. She had that energy. And then she had that gravelly Kathleen Turner kind of voice, which was kind of rough and sexy at the same time. So yeah, I think we all would have went to go and see a Witchblade movie. That's my number 4 choice. My number 3 choice, we getting closer to home. Bam. That's right. Static Shock. Don't be playing with me. We know this project is long overdue. Folks over at DC, Fox, get your stuff together. You need that. Static made his debut June 93. Part of that milestone wave that was busting folks across the head. We loved it because, and I like that cover because that's oop, wah, ah, ah, ah. That is a Cowan cover. He was basically kind of like an everyman sort of hero. That he gave off that kind of Peter Parker kind of energy. You know what I mean? You know, living, learning as he went along, facing off against Hot Streak, feeling his way around, learning how to become a hero. And we went on that journey with him. We also watched him lose his virginity. Anyway, that's besides the point. All of this stuff could be encapsulated in a movie very easily. Static, does Static have crossover appeal? Are y'all playing with me? Really? Does Static have crossover appeal? Maybe. Does Static have crossover appeal? Possibly. Does Static have crossover appeal? Could be. Does Static have crossover appeal? Stop playing, y'all. There is no reason whatsoever why you can't give us a Static Shock movie. Make that happen. And while we talking about people who are long overdue for a movie, these two right here, we know they're a package deal. But I mean, when we say icon, you know what we talking about. We talking about Arnis, a.k.a. Augustus Freeman, alien, come to Earth, take the form of a black man during slavery time. And later on goes on to become an entrepreneur, millionaire, then a superhero after being exposed to Miss Raquel Urban. He's basically a black Superman. Who wouldn't want to see a black Superman? Ain't we overdue for one? Ain't we overdue for a black Superman? I think Icon would do nicely. I think Icon would do very nicely. Now, does Icon have crossover appeal? Because this is what we're talking about. I mean, that's what it boils down to. Do people want to see him? People want to see Pitt. People want to see Witchblade. People definitely want to see Static. And people want to see Icon. People want to see Icon. Remember Worlds Collide? Okay. What did he do in Worlds Collide? Knocked the shit out of Superman. Okay. And then a decade or so later, well, 2 decades, he did it again. Just on the strength of that, we need to see Icon in action. Period. And then, as if that wasn't enough, they went and redid that cover. See how quit playing. Crossover appeal on TV. He was on Young Justice. Unfortunately, they only thought he was effective as a litigator. Icon wanted to. He could have busted them out of there. But I understand. I understand what type of situation it was. And on a side note, I like the Buck Wild. The Luke Cage knockoff. That was one of my favorite Icon books back in the day. My man had the corny sayings and And side note, he took over for Icon for a while after Icon left the planet. But unfortunately, Buck Wild ended up getting killed. Damn, Buck Wild. We wanted to see you again, man. Icon's viable. Icon is hella viable. Why would we not want to see an Icon movie? We've been talking about it for years. When I say we, I'm talking about us. We've been talking about an Icon movie. Either give us an Icon movie, give us a Val Zod movie, or a Calvin Ellis movie. Or Blue Marvel. Oh, that's right. I'm still doing the video. Icon was the number 2 choice. So who do you think is the number 1 choice? I mentioned to y'all that one of the choices here has already had a movie. That should have been a hint and a half for you. And if it's not, I'm not one to keep y'all in suspense. That's what I'm talking about right there. My man, Al Simmons, aka Spawn, made his debut in May of 1982. Story and art by the Todd McFarlane, who makes some of the most exciting looking action figures ever. Spawn, necroplasm field, Letha K7 clothed, and full of necroplasm. We got a movie. We had a Spawn movie. I don't know how I felt about that Spawn movie. I mean, I thought it was good when I was watching it, but then over time, I just was kind of like, Spawn movie. I don't know. But Spawn definitely has been in a movie already. So how hard would it be? I hear that we're in talks. We're in talks. We're in negotiation. We're trying to make that happen. But is that going to happen? I guess that's what I always worry about, is when they say they're going to do a movie, they're going to put a movie out there, and then they just kind of BS around and it gets lost in red tape or something don't get green. Everybody wants to see Spawn. We look back at the 1997 Spawn with Michael Jai White and go, it was all right. It doesn't hold up well over time. I guess that's where we're at with it. But he definitely has crossover appeal, given that movie and the HBO television series and crossovers in comics and crossovers in comics and crossovers in comics. What? Is that Sonic? Yes. That shit happened in 1998. Boom. I ain't gotta lie. Sonic Super Special. Shadowhawk, Savage Dragon, Youngblood, the Max, Cyberforce, and of course, Spawn. You got it all. So my man definitely got crossover appeal. And let you take a look at my favorite Spawn action figure. It's that one right there. Because the eyes light up and glow. I like that one. And those wings, the cape spreads out. I like that one. That's as far as looks and display. That's up there. Again, did I mention my man crossed over with Batman? He's got crossover appeal. That's my number 1 choice. And it shouldn't be hard to do. Just don't do it with Jamie Foxx. Jamie, you're going to have to make a believer out of me as far as Spawn. I mean, he's an Oscar-winning actor, but so was John Hurt. You know what? I ain't even going to go there like that. I'm just going to take this opportunity to wrap it up. What do y'all think about my 5 choices for someone who needs a good movie? And if you got one that I didn't mention, drop it in the comments. We could probably talk about that, in the chat. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I'll be coming at you with another one of the other ones. Until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.